Now you can learn from me in your preferred language. Just click on settings, click on the audio track and choose either from English or Hindi. Hey folks, see Rachana Ranade here and I welcome you all to a very special video which is about Navratri. Well, I'm sure you might be like, what has Navratri festival to do with the world of finance? But I believe that whatever we are going to discuss in today's video, you'll be like, oh my god, there's a stark similarity between whatever is discussed during the Navratris and in the world of finance. Well, this word comes from two words in Sanskrit, Nava and Ratri. Nava means nine, Ratri is nights. All these 9 nights we celebrate different forms of goddesses and we also celebrate different emotions. But which are they? They are Shringara Ras, Hasya Ras, Karuna Ras, Raudra Ras, Veera Ras, Bhay Ras, Bibhatsya Ras, Adbhuta Ras, Shantha Ras. And all these different ras can be correlated with personal financial management, and that's what we are going to discuss in today's video. So keep on watching the video till the end. So, the very first ras or the very first emotion that we are going to discuss today is Shringara Ras, and that is related to love or beauty. I'm sure everyone will agree with me that we do appreciate the beauty of our partners, of our friends, and if I were to say that in filmy style, in SRK style, कि खुले बाल बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं. That is what we do while we appreciate the beauty of a person. That is nothing but a Shringara Ras. But if I were to correlate that in the field of finance, why only appreciate the beauty of a person? Why don't we appreciate the beauty of managing finances? I think that is also an art, that is also a skill. And if we were to do that, if we were to appreciate the beauty of managing finances, beauty of growth, beauty of overall stability, financial stability, then I think that can give a different perspective to the relationship of people. Now let me put this in a graphical format. I'm sure that this is not going to happen with 100% of the couples, but I feel that 80-90% of the couples are going to fit into this graph. Okay. Now on the x-axis, we have number of years of marriage, and on the y-axis, we are going to have the beauty parameter, okay, or the appreciation of beauty, I can say. Now you can imagine in the first year of marriage, sky high, that is the appreciation of beauty. And as and how the years pass by, the appreciation for beauty is going to come down, and by the end of 10th year it's going to be like ghar ki murgi dal barabar. Okay, now if I were to appreciate the beauty of finance, your partner's ability or your team ability to actually build your finances in the beginning year one, it is going to be more or less very at a very lower end, right? But if you don't work together as a team, husband wife, they don't work together as a team, and if the finances are not managed properly, then what can happen is a classic example of a midlife crisis where neither beauty nor finance, nothing attracts you. Okay, but if you were to actually appreciate each other's beauty of managing finances, of managing the financial stability, and if this curve were to go up, then I feel at least at one end you're going to be like super successful, and in terms of beauty also you can also be pretty happy. So I hope you have understood a new concept of Shringara Ras in the field of finance. The second emotion or the second ras is the Hasya Ras, that is related to the emotion of laughter or joy. I'm sure everyone experiences this emotion when we crack jokes, when we see some comedy TV series, or even when we get that sweet message that your salary has been credited. But the big question is that does the smile on your face sustain till the end of the month? Because by the end of the month, when you check your balance, then I'm sure the Hasya Ras doesn't stay the same. But if you want to experience the same level of joy throughout the month, then I feel financial discipline can really be of great help. What you should do is try and save first rather than spending first. So I always use the same terminology that income minus saving should be your expenses. And if you are able to do that, if you are able to save, if you are able to invest, just take a baby step, just kickstart your journey. It could be just doing a first recurring deposit. It could be starting an SIP in some gold mutual fund, or starting an SIP in a mutual fund, an index mutual fund. And if you do that, I'm sure you'll experience the Hasya Ras in the financial terms throughout the month. Well, the third ras or the third emotion is Karuna. That is nothing but compassion or sympathy. In simple words, it means that understanding the pain or suffering of others. Well, I'm sure if you're a Bollywood freak, then you can easily correlate with this dialogue कि दुआ में याद रखना or बस दुआ में याद रखना. But how can you do that? How can you actually try and relieve the pain of others who are suffering the pain? It could be by two ways. One could be by donating efforts, or it could be also by donating money. Now many people ask me that how much ideally should be donated. Ideal number can be different for everyone, but you can kickstart your journey of showing compassion towards others by at least contributing, at least donating 1% of whatever you earn. I don't think that's a big ask from my side. So I hope you will kickstart this journey of donation after watching this video, and I hope you have understood the karuna from the angle or from the viewpoint of finance. But I'm sure that you will also understand I also suffer karuna when you watch the video, but don't smash the like button. So do that right away. Now let's move on with the fourth emotion, that is nothing but Raudra. Raudra means anger, and always remember that anger is just one letter away from the word danger. So whenever you are taking any financial decision, don't be angry. Don't go into the phase of atta maji satakli. Don't do that. Whenever you are taking any financial decision, you have to be ideally calm. It does happen. It has happened with so many of my friends who typically do intraday trading or F&O trading, that let's say they take up a trade and they end up in losses, and then they say "Ata maji satakli," and in that emotion of anger, they try to take up a counter trade, or we call that as a revenge trade. While taking revenge trades, there is a great possibility that you might end up in more losses because your ability to think reduces and anger actually takes over. So please ensure that even if you have this emotion in your real life, please don't let this emotion get carried away when you take financial decisions. Well, the next emotion or the next rasa is the Veera Ras. That has got to do with courage, heroism. Okay. Now, whenever I use this rasa or emotion, I'm sure being again a Bollywood freak, I can remember this phrase. But in finance terms also, थप्पड़ से डर नहीं लगता साहब, फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग से जरूर लगता है. So there are so many female friends of mine who will be like, everywhere we want equality, men and women are same, everything they want equity, equality, but when it comes to finances, they'll be like, "Huh, that's not my cup of tea." That is not done. If you want equality, if you want equity everywhere, it has to be everywhere. And in the term of finance, if you are a bit scared and if you're like, "Nahi, FD is good, gold is good, we don't want to go beyond that," at least show that courage, show that Veera Ras, and start your first SIP in some nifty 50 index fund at least. It's as good as you're investing in top 50 companies of India, and you can start your investment journey with as low as 100 rupees per month also. So if you want to know more about index fund, that is a video that I've already done. Don't forget to watch that, and don't forget to show your courage in the field of finance. The next emotion or the next rasa is Bhay. Bhay means fear or terror. Basically, fear can be the fear or risk of losing someone important or losing something important. And I'm sure you can correlate this with the dialogue of Kya pata, kal ho na ho. And how can we find a solution to this? A simple solution to that can be found in the financial world, and that is nothing but taking an insurance. Insurance can be either a life insurance or it could be a health insurance. And if you want to insure yourself, you can definitely check out Ditto platform. I have talked about this platform so many times on my channel, so don't forget to check out the link in the description box below. Hashtag not a sponsored post. The next emotion is called as Bibhatsya, and Bibhatsya means disgust, hideous, or shocking. Now, if I were to try and explain the correlation of Bibhatsya Ras with finance, I would want to quote an example which my friend told me. He told me that in his village there was a couple, and where the lady in the family was very keen to give high quality, higher education to both her children, one son and one daughter. But unfortunately, her husband was a drunkard person, and he used to spend whatever money the lady used to save for their children's education. What actually happened was that when she needed money for their education, hardly any money was left because the money was spent by her husband on unnecessary things. Now this is a classic example of bibhatsa or disgust, and if you want to stay away from such things, I feel again planning the finances together can actually solve for this problem. You should be clear with goals, and you should ensure that those goals are met by hook or crook. Now let's go on with the next emotion, and that is called as the emotion of Adbhut. Adbhut means amazement, wonder. And if I talk about this word, wonder, I'm sure you can actually correlate this with seven wonders of the world. But what do you feel? Just as an example, Taj Mahal, was it built in a day? Was it built in 1 week? In 1 month? In 1 year? No. if you were to actually experience some wonders, some amazement, something adbhut, then you have to patiently work on it. And exactly the same thing happens in the field of finance as well. Your money is not going to grow in a day, it's not going to grow in a week or in a month or in a year. It will take several years of patience if you want to experience the magic of compounding. And if you want to know more about magic of compounding, I've explained about that in detail in this video, so don't forget to check out this video. And moving on with the last emotion or the last rasa, that is known as Shanta. Shanta means peace, calm. And I think I've talked about this while I was explaining the previous 8 rasas or previous 8 emotions, that whenever you have to take any financial decision, your mind has to be calm. It is always said that still waters run deep, right? So if you were to really experience that in the financial world, always ensure that whenever you are taking any important decision, you are at the best peace of mind, and then only take any financial decision. I hope you enjoyed today's video where we tried to correlate Navratri with 9 emotions in the field of finance. If you did like the video, don't forget to share it with your friends. Don't forget to smash the like button as well. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye bye.